Alrighty, we are back. We have returned from a little bit of travel and we have been busy doing a lot of product updates, and we've got some new cool stuff coming. So we're over in Europe. First of all, we went to the Great British Shooting Show. This was UK's largest shooting and outdoor sports show. We're probably talking somewhere in the region of about 30 to 40,000 people over the 3 days that the show ran. Now, the UK guys absolutely love their air guns. They've got a lot around the sub 12 foot-pound. Field target is massively popular, so it was a great place to showcase the NateChrony. This was also the first real out there event that the NateChrony actually did, so it's sort of our public unveiling as well. So we were positioned opposite one of the large vendors, which was pretty good for traffic. Overall, it was an absolutely awesome show. Huge shout out, thanks to the airgunforums.co.uk guys, helping with some setup, and also it was great to catch up with a lot of people there. It was a show that's open to the public and you can actually buy things from there as well. So we were able to sell NateChronies, which covered some of our costs, which was awesome. But it was also be really good to get interaction and feedback with the actual end customers. So we had this demonstration rig set up. So not only could customers actually see and feel the product in their hands, but we could actually do little demonstrations and show them how it worked, what they were actually going to be seeing when they were using the product in the field, doing development, doing testing work. This went down incredibly well so that they could actually get a really good understanding of the benefits of the NateChrony, how it looked like, how you would actually use it. So this was absolutely awesome, and it's cool to just have something that's interactive on the table that they could come and play with and really experience. It really helped to demonstrate the product well. It was also good to get a lot of feedback from the customers as well. What do they want to see? What's next? What's missing? Where do they want to see the product going? We take that on board. We're always continually developing and improving the NateChrony. So we're going to be talking about that in a little bit as well. So then we moved across to Germany for the IWA. This is an enormous outdoor sports show. Think the British Shooting Show times about 5 or 6. Each different hall was its own thing. We had about 3 halls worth of, I guess, regular common firearms. Then there was the knives and the bladed weapons hall. Then there was the airsoft hall. Absolutely enormous venue. So we were the part of the newcomer area between 2 of the busy halls, which was really good. We got a lot of traffic coming through the area and a lot of people just looking to see what's new in the market as well. So the NateChrony, as I said, it was a trade show only. It wasn't open to the public, but for some reason, Saturday, Sunday, there were a lot of 19, 20-year-old kids that apparently had stores around the place, which was interesting to see, but it was good to get a lot of feedback. A lot of people, obviously, because it's focused around air rifles for now, weren't really interested. They were interested in the proper firearms, as we were continually told, but did get a good reception, looking to get a lot of contacts throughout the industry and start to build out our retail and distribution networks. So if you know a great store that you work with, you buy things from, let them know about the NateChrony and let us know about that store as well in your country, wherever you may be around the world. So back from the travel, we got a lot of feedback and we started to do some product improvements. So let's go in and have a look at some of the changes that have been getting made to the NateChrony. All right, so the first improvements that we rolled out shortly before the British Shooting Show, and it's now a standard on all NateChrony devices, is this little cable retention tab that sits on the bottom of the Chrony. So you can see that's your Chrony there, mounted on. What this is for is you put your cable through it and you can zip tie the cable to the NateChrony itself. What we're finding with some of the really powerful, large magnum springers that really kick like a mule, purely the momentum of the cable can wiggle itself loose over time. We did recommend to put an elastic band around the barrel and sort of clamp the cable like that so that there was a bit of force pushing it in. But even still, some of these magnum springers just kick like absolute crazy. So what you can do there is to get a zip tie, put that through the loop, and hold the cable securely in place so it would never ever come out. Of course, your cable's then stuck to the NateChrony, but it's a quick zip tie replacement if you need to. So that little cable retention device is standard on all the NateChronies from now on. Looking at the adapters, so the two changes that we made to the adapters recently as well, A+2 Ganton for the feedback, is these little retention tabs. So it's hard to get and sort of tweak the fitment. You want to make sure that the inserts in the adapters can slide nice and smoothly and don't get caught, but you don't want them too loose that they actually fall out. And that's what these little retention tabs are actually doing. Once things are in place, they can't actually fall out. So when you're installing it onto the rifle, if you're at a bit of an angle, they won't come out. What you will also notice is there are now two sets of inserts for our 45 and 35 millimeter adapter. You've got, and I realized that my last mounting video, I was holding up black adapters in front of a black shirt. So Captain Capable there, that didn't come out too well. So we can see we've got two different inserts for the 45. This is for the 45 down to about 32 millimeters, and this is from 35 millimeters down to about 20 millimeters. So if you run a moderator or have a really thick barrel or a shrouded barrel, you can have the single 45 millimeter adapter, which will work all the way down to 20 millimeters. You don't have to buy a 45 and a 35 and a 25. The one adapter will work from everything at its maximum, 45 millimeter, down to 20 millimeters with those adapters. If we look at the 35 millimeter version, this will work from 35 millimeters all the way down to 20. Again, you've just got two different inserts to slide in depending on what you're using with that. So nifty updates is going to save you a lot of money. It saves us printing a lot of things as well. So a little bit easier. You don't have to have 8 different products for 8 different things. One product is going to work across a wider range of rifles. Everyone wins out of that. Alrighty, let's talk about some of the software updates. One of the great things about flying for 24 hours on our way back home was that we're able to do some work on the plane. So we did a significant set of upgrades on the software itself, adding a few more features. This is the version 2 software, and this will be getting shipped very, very shortly. If you do buy a NateChrony from now onwards, it will be getting shipped with the new version 2 software. If you have an older version 1 NateChrony, it's a quick board replacement. We can sell those boards. They'll be up on the website shortly, and you can actually buy an upgrade board to upgrade to the latest version of the software. So what are the changes? If we look at the very, very top, you can see that we now have some of the main statistics. So we have the minimum, maximum, the average, the spread, and the standard deviation for both speed and also your power, metric and imperial, of course. We've added a clear last button. So what that'll do is that will remove the last shot. If for whatever reason, maybe you had a bad pellet or something went wrong, you can actually clear that last shot and then keep testing, and it won't stay within your string. If we look at the save strings down here, we've added the statistics to those save strings as well. So we can see here's the main string of shots with the speed. You've got your minimum, your maximum, your average speed, the spread, and the standard deviation there. So we've added that for all the save strings, 1 to 4 on the speed and also 1 to 4 on the power. So really good to be able to compare the averages, your standard deviations between different power settings, different pellets, whatever it is that you're testing with the NateChrony. If we look at the setup screen, one of the big changes we made, which was pretty simple, was the units selection here. Previously, it would default to metric on the shoot screen. Now, when you select metric or imperial, that will remain saved in the unit. So if you change screens, you turn it off, you turn it on, whatever you selected previously will be put back in place. So a little bit more consistency. That was a little bit quirky to use before. It's now a lot easier. In Germany, we caught up with the Airsoft guys. They love the NateChrony as well. Adding pellet weight in grams. So we could see here everything was in grains. I said do a calculation, but we've now changed that. So you can now put a weight of the pellet in grams. That will automatically set grains, vice versa. But yeah, you can set it natively in grams if you want to do that. One of the other changes we did was to Wi-Fi. Now, if there's no Wi-Fi access point configured, it will be much faster to start up. Previously, it took about 5 or so seconds to start up. Now, if there's no existing Wi-Fi network that you will be connecting to, startup will take about 1 to 2 seconds. So even easier, even faster to get set up. Attach it to your rifle, power it up, 1 or 2 seconds later, you're away and testing. So they are some of the main software updates that we did to the NateChrony. As I said before, that's the version 2 software. If anyone purchases a NateChrony from this point forward, it will come by default with the version 2 software. If you want to upgrade an older one, you can buy the boards from some of our retailers or also from natechrony.com. So that is the software updates. So that's a quick look at some of the updates that has happened across the NateChrony and also the NateChrony adapters and the software. So you can see we're a company that values customer feedback. That's one thing that has been such a challenge, is getting good feedback from our customers. What do you want to see? So if you're looking to get a NateChrony, if there's something that's missing, reach out to us, let us know what you want to see. We can definitely look to improving the product. If you've got a NateChrony, what doesn't work? What would you like it to do more of? Let us know. So that's the updates. Stay tuned for the next video. Happy tuning.